Welcome to um, the wellness series. We're doing this continuing education series so that you guys have these ways to get educated on the oils and have these tools in your toolbox to help your wellness. And first, I'd like to share a little story, just a little personal testimony. So my chronic pain had to do more with my digestive system. And I was in a job that was extremely stressful. And it was so stressful that I would get like heart palpitations at night, and I'd wake up and then I noticed like my digestion. I was on a medication, and that was messing with my digestion. And then that led to all sorts of things because as we'll find out, the body's really interconnected. So one pain often leads to another pain. So I was actually dealing with, because of my gut health, I was dealing with depression. So it just kind of all spilled into different issues I had. But the great thing is that so I had my appendix out, and that had to do with my digestion, but it wasn't really until I found doTERRA that I started healing from the inside out. And that has a big part about that is taking the oils internally. That really helped me. So anyways, I wanted to share that, and I'm sure you guys have stories as well. Jenna, would you like to introduce yourself as well? I know.
Hi. Sorry, now I have to learn how to mute and unmute myself.
Part of this too.
I'm Jenna Beatty. My name says Melody Brandon. I'm using our team's account. But yes, I'm very passionate about oil usage for every ailment, for supporting the body emotionally and physically and everything. There are some amazing, mind-blowing actually testimonies in our oil community in regards to pain. Some of my very good friends have just had some unbelievable results dealing with chronic pain. And I actually don't feel worthy to talk on this subject, although I've studied it and I know the information to relay it all to you. But I am very fortunate I've not dealt with crazy pain other than like headaches and like normal stuff, but nothing on a regular basis or anything like that. So I've been very fortunate. But honestly, the stories I've heard from people, it gives me great encouragement, and I love sharing with people other people's testimonies with pain, and the amount of people that have gone off of prescription painkillers, and we all know what an epidemic that is in our world. And so I think that this is awesome, and I love sharing, especially on this topic, because I just think it's so prevalent. I think so many people are in pain, and it's not talked about enough, and natural options aren't talked about enough. And so I'm super passionate about the subject because of all that. So I'm glad you guys can join us.
Yeah, thank you. Okay, let's get started. So first we're going to start with rating yourself. So if you could rate yourself on a scale of 1, it's not a part of my life, or 10, it really is a part of my life with chronic pain. And if you're dealing with it on a regular basis, then you would give yourself a higher number. And if it's very infrequent, you would give a lower number. So we're going to talk about 3 sources of pain because it can manifest in different ways in our body. So there's chronic pain, which it's every day, it's part of your life, and emotional pain. So you feel the heaviness. So you're feeling pain, and you have emotional pain through that, and occasional pain. So I have good days and bad days. So where would you rate yourself somewhere on the scale? I think it's good to always like reflect and have a checkpoint of where you're at. Okay, so when we talk about oils, what I love about doTERRA is they have this pyramid that puts everything into like a scale of like what's most foundational. And nutrition, of course, is the most foundational piece. And then on top of that, exercise and management, rest and managing stress, and then reducing toxic load. And those are things we have a lot of control over. That is our lifestyle. And one of the best sellers that doTERRA has is their Lifelong Vitality Pack. If you guys have not tried this product, it is amazing. It's the only product with a total guarantee, so you could return the empty bottles after 30 days and get your complete money back. And they can do this because so many people are happy with the change that this product creates in their bodies. So when we look at essential oils, working really from the inside out is going to give you the most dramatic change. And the Lifelong Vitality Pack is going to decrease inflammation. It's going to turn over those cells. It'll give you great skin and great hair and all those things as well. But you're going to get better sleep. It's going to help your mood, anxiety. And when we're talking about pain, it's really going to work at that inflammation at a cellular level. So all pain relates back to inflammation. So we'll talk more about the lifelong vitality in a little bit as well, but I'm going to let Jenna have the floor. I think.
Sorry, unmute myself, and then I'm trying to keep up with chats. And I can't figure out how to use my computer. Gonna get better at this by the end of the quarantine, I promise you. So, yeah, so it touches here on 3 types of pain. I'm pretty sure that there's more types than this, but maybe all of them fit in these 3 boxes. So how does the LLV support my body? So it's going to support your body in all of these ways. So if you've got chronic pain, if you've got emotional pain, if you've got occasional pain, like headaches and things like I was speaking about, chronic pain provides healthy response to oxidative stress, supports bone health with calcium, magnesium, zinc, vitamin D, supports healthy joint function and comfort. You know, these are things that way back in the day, we would get a lot of this nutrition in our food. You know, my family and I, we try our darndest. We buy nothing but organic. We eat out very rarely. And still, just food is not the way it used to be. The nutrients aren't there anymore. And so this really fills in those gaps. And I don't know for anybody else, but me as a stay-at-home mom, I forget to eat. There's long periods of time between my meals, and it's usually the crumbs from my toddler, and I'm eating them.
Don't always grab the most nutritious thing.
Yeah, and so this really fills in these gaps. And man, I can feel a difference when I haven't taken my vitamins. I'm getting off on a tangent, which I love to do. Emotional pain. Mm-hmm. So emotional pain, I feel like is overlooked a lot. But again, we need to support our body. It has a huge effect on our emotions, which can then lead to inflammation, which can then lead to pain in, you know, neck stiffness, tightness, our muscles being tight. It's just a domino effect. So supports mental clarity and brain function. This is like the number one thing. The thing I feel the most when I don't take my LLV is my brain. And with these kiddos running around like trying to trip me up all day, I need my LLV. It's been a total game changer. And I definitely feel when I don't take it, I get irritable faster. Like I just have less patience in general. You all know how that is. So it also protects against oxidation, function of the brain, eyes, nervous system, all of those things. And then the occasional pain provides powerful foundational support of vital minerals and vitamins to keep your body performing at peak performance. Optimal nutrition protects your body and speeds recovery. That's another thing too, is it definitely speeds our recovery. I started taking the LLV when I was pregnant with my second baby. I had a very rough pregnancy my first time around. And the second time I kind of was looking into more nutrition and figured out that my prescription prenatals from my doctor had red 40 in them. I won't go down that rabbit hole, but red 40 is very, very bad, especially to children. So I was very devastated, to be quite honest, that it was in my prenatal. And I couldn't believe that. And that, again, that's a whole nother rabbit hole, but that's what segued me into diving deeper into my doTERRA, which I had been using for years. I just hadn't used their vitamins. I had the best pregnancy, the best birth. This kid is totally different. He's amazing. Her son is a disaster. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know. Something in the stars was different, or it's these vitamins. They are just amazing. But again, I'm getting way off topic here. So next slide, please.
Oh, okay, there we go.
The only downfall for not sharing your own screen is like I'm trying to move my mouse and it's not. I love touching on the dangers of prescription pain medication. Now, you guys, this is a private Zoom chat. I am not a doctor. I'm not pretending to be a doctor, none of these things. So please take this in the way it's meant to be taken. But you know, it's quite alarming when you look at some of these statistics. And, you know, there's a lot of dangers from prescription pain medication, which, you know, most of us know that, and it is an epidemic, and it's starting to be talked about a little bit more, which is good. But it's kind of crazy to think that, okay, here are some of the statistics. It causes more death than car accidents. Too many people think that prescription pain medications are just safe because they have been prescribed by a doctor. You know, it doesn't mean that they are safe just because it is a legal drug. You know, there are just as many risk factors as street drugs, you know, and that is overlooked. Gives a false sense of euphoria, which is temporary but can quickly lead to addiction, you know, withdrawal symptoms. They're overprescribed. They're very overprescribed. And they really lead to a lot of digestive gut issues, which we learned from Symphony of the Cells, Boyd Truman. He's amazing. The gut is like the mom of your body. When mama ain't happy, ain't nobody happy, right? And gut health is just so important. And again, it's overlooked. You know, if we have poor gut health, it causes inflammation. What is the root of all pain and chronic pain and disease and sickness and all that? It's inflammation. So if you deal with any of these things, you have to start in your gut. It is absolutely foundational to start in your gut. You need to heal your gut. You need to keep inflammation down. It is going to be, you're going to be amazed at all the other ailments that kind of go away or lessen or just aren't as big of a problem or easier to deal with, you know, without these chronic pain medications if you focus on your gut. So that's a positive thing, you know. So gut just doesn't just mean digestive issues, right? And then tips for weaning off pain medicine. And again, I'm not a doctor. I definitely, the reason I like to talk about this is I have, believe it or not, a lot of people coming to me saying, oh, I want to get off this medicine, or I've been on this medicine and I want to get off and I want to get off. And I'm like, okay, there's a right way. And so that's just why I'm mentioning these things, is because there is a right way. And I think that more people need to know that there's a right way to get off of your medication. Always consult your doctor, obviously, but you're going to want to increase your water intake. That's never a bad idea anyways. I need to do that, even though I'm not trying to go off anything, but up your water. Everybody up your water. Drink at least 4 liters of water a day with grapefruit or lemon essential oil. That is really a game changer. Putting citrus oils in your water, it helps to gently detoxify your body. You need to detox your body We all do. We are all taking in toxins unknowingly, even if you try to be perfect. They're just in our environment. And you have to gently, push those out of your body. So that's a great, pleasant way to do a gentle daily detox. And again, trying to go off any kind of medication, you need to do a gentle detox doing that. So up your water. Replace the habit. Just quitting can be difficult. Try a new healthy habit every time your body wants a quick fix. For example, fill your diffuser, take 10 deep breaths, do 10 push-ups. The 10 deep breaths is going to be easier. Take a walk, get fresh air, drink a glass of water. Over time, you can form new neural pathways, which means we can retrain our brain. That is key, retraining your brain. It can be done. It can be done a lot quicker than we think. We just give up too fast. I know I do. It takes 30 days to create a new habit, right? So that's going to be key. Take your LLV and additional supplements to support your body naturally. This will help alleviate your symptoms while detoxing. We have a great Zendocrine, the detox complex. I would recommend, if you were to do this, I would recommend taking your LLV, taking your Zendocrine detox complex, and also tons of water with citrus oil in your water. And then surround yourself with support. We all need support. We all need support in every aspect of our life, right? Community. We need community. Let's not downplay that. Changing your environment is important. Do the people around you lift you up or bring you down? We should all ask that question anyways, right? Addictions or not. So I really like those tips. So just kind of some FYIs. And then next we're going to talk about Symphony of the Cells. We actually, if you are a member of our community in our Facebook community group, we have an entire webinar on Symphony of the Cells. I think it was done last week or the week before. It's really good. I really recommend everybody checking that out. My mom and I were actually lucky enough to go to Boyd Truman. He's the creator of Symphony of the Cells. We went to one of his seminars last year, and it was just amazing. So this is a very simple technique, actually, but it's quite effective. And for things like pain management, really for everything, but specifically for pain management, or if you're really sick, or if you've got emotional overwhelm, anything like that. If you're dealing with anything, whether it's emotional, physical, or what have you, Symphony of the Cells is going to really be a game changer. It's like kind of up-leveling how to use your oils. And it's very quick. It's not like anything daunting or crazy or anything like that, but it's a spine, it's done on the spine and the feet, and it's a technique, a collection of massage protocols formulated to create harmony physically, emotionally, and spiritually within the body. Each protocol is specific to a system. So there's, digestive, lymphatic, there's inflammatory, there's just the basic one. Like if you didn't know what to do, there's just a basic one, if you were a beginner. You could do that one on your kids. There's, cardiovascular. I wrote some more down. Cellular, hormonal balance. And then there's one that's for emotions. It's forgiveness. And Boyd Truman says that he doesn't care who you are. Everyone on this planet needs to do the forgiveness protocol. He says it's amazing. And again, everything that happens in our body, he says, stems from our emotions. If you have had any kind of trauma in your life, if you have had any kind of anything heavy happen to you or anything like that, it is going to manifest and show itself in some sort of pain or disease or something like that in your body, some unpleasantry in your body. So that was really eye-opening. And he said the forgiveness protocol, he said start there. And so I think that's really neat. I think it's really neat. So I invite you all to look at the webinar on Symphony of the Cells, just to dive into that a little bit deeper. It's very simple. Oh, I didn't explain how you do it. So basically, like, let's say on the screen here, we're talking about the inflammatory protocol. So it would show you the list of oils to use for that specific system. And you would just like, let's say I'm going to do it on my husband. So he would just lay down with his shirt off, and I would start with frankincense, drop a couple drops of frankincense, rub it like 2 or 3 times up and down his spine. The excess that's on my hand, rub it on his feet, and let him inhale also. I like to do the inhale part first before the feet, but it's up to you. And then you can go just down the line. It's the layering technique. There's something about layering, and we're going to talk a little bit about layering oils versus blending them. There's a difference there too. But in this case, you're layering them. And then normally you'll do it like kind of before bed. So you're just going to go to bed with that. Or if you want to intensify it further, you can go, hop in a hot shower or sit in a bath or something like that, and then go to bed too. And it's amazing. If you feel like you're coming down with something, or, you know, this little fun little fly that's flying around this season right now that we're in, if you felt a little something, me personally, I would start doing this. And I have great confidence in the Symphony of the Cells protocols. I think they're amazing. So that's a little touch on that. And then next, I think we're going to go into, oh yes.
So we're going to head over to the ebook.
So yeah, this is another ebook that's in our oil community group on our Facebook group. It's in the album section under ebooks. And it's a pain management ebook that a couple of our friends and teammates made. And I personally love the information in here. And so Brittany and Shannon, they did an amazing ebook here. So I just wanted to touch on a couple of things in it. I won't go through the whole thing, but I invite you guys to check this out. It's full of like a lot of really good content. I wanted to talk a little bit about the reflexology. I always like to talk about reflexology when I'm doing like my intro to oils. So this is a picture of the Chinese foot chart, or the reflexology chart. So basically every nerve ending in our body is on our feet. So the feet are a great place to use your oils. It says here, okay, according to research, each foot has 7,200 nerve endings. These nerves are mined with message receptors and transmitters that create neurological pathways like a fast track lane on a freeway. So this is a great place to use your oils, because not only is it going to fast track to whichever system it needs to get to in your body, you guys, our bodies are amazing. Our bodies know what to do. So the feet are a really good place. It's going to be a slower absorption of the oils, but fast tracking it to where it needs to go. So it's like a crazy good place to use oils. And then 2, you're going to have way less, you know, sensitivities on your feet. I've personally never had an oil sensitivity, and I think it's like 0.0006 of oil sensitivities at all with doTERRA oils. But this is a great place to use on your kiddos also, because, you know, they're touchy-feely, but if you just use oils on their feet or on their spine and then put socks on and stuff, they're not going to mess with them. They're not going to accidentally get peppermint in their eye and things like that. So that's a good thing.
That's been a lifesaver.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the feet, don't underestimate the feet. The feet is a great delivery system for your oils. And then let's see, I forget what's next. Oh yeah, so we touched on the supplements.
Yeah, and I could just say, you know, a quick thing about the difference with these. So this is our omega complex, and it's a combination of a vegan omega and fish oil. So there's a good complex, and you can get the vegan version of the supplement kit. So,
yes.
And then that would be all of the vegetable omega instead. And then the food nutrient complex. So this is packed full of whole food vitamins. And you definitely want to get on a whole food vitamin, because your body, most vitamins on the market are synthetic, and your body just won't process it. And most likely it'll just go straight through your system and out. So you want something that's bioavailable and that you can digest. And this supplement pack is just such a game changer. And then this one is amazing. This is the Cellular Vitality Complex. So this is a huge one for inflammation. And this is what's going to help with any chronic pain or other pain that you have. And it has 8 essential oils in it. And it has a lot of roots and different extracts as well. And I was taking a very expensive vitamin, like a Whole Foods vitamin before, but I saw such a difference on this vitamin pack, even with an expensive Whole Food vitamin. And I think it's because of this complex right here. It's just amazing. And then Terrazyme and Zendocrine. Did you want to talk about that or do you want me?
Yeah, I wanted to touch on Terrazyme a little bit more. So Terrazyme is a digestive enzyme. So I would highly, highly, highly recommend that everybody, I mean, from infants to elderly, this is such an amazing thing. You can give this to your baby if you are breastfeeding. If you are taking the Terrazyme, your baby is going to get it through your milk. And if you are formula feeding, you can actually open a capsule and put it into their bottle and deliver it that way. So digestive enzymes, you cannot overdose on them. Everybody needs them. And again, infants to elderly, like there's no sensitivities to it. And then I also wanted to touch on, there are 2 different ways to use it. So if you're going to take it with food, you're going to get the digestive benefits of it. And if you're going to take it without food on an empty stomach, it's going to work systemically, which meaning that if you have, pain, inflammation, if you have injuries, if it's going to speed the healing, if you have soft tissue injuries, it's going to definitely speed up recovery. If you've had bone spurs or any type of bone injury, Terrazyme. You want to be on the Terrazyme. You want to take it on an empty stomach. This is going to support your body something crazy. You definitely, again, enzymes get overlooked. The gut gets overlooked. And I just really wanted to highlight the importance of that. If you're on this, webinar, I'm sure that you have some sort of pain that you're dealing with. I would highly recommend starting with some vitamins and specifically the Terrazyme to really give you that foundation. And again, the Zendocrine is super good if you are trying to detox your body off of just toxins. I take one every night, and I'm not trying to, get off anything. I really try to be mindful of flushing my body of toxins. So I just take one as a rule every night. So along with, citrus oils in my water and taking the Terrazyme. I take Terrazyme, some with food and some without food so that I get both benefits. So I take it throughout the day. You really got to be, without your mom brain on to remember to take all your vitamins. But on a really good day, I take it, both ways. And, but that's what I love about it too, is I recommend everyone doing it perfectly. But even when I don't do it so perfectly, I know as much of it as I can get into my system, I'm doing my body a world of difference. So that's my little Terrazyme tidbit.
So yeah, Terrazyme, do you want to say if you have any sort of like gluten sensitivities or, dairy sensitivities,
Yes.
it's great for that. Maybe not total allergies, but if you're sensitive and you feel like you feel like there's a pit in your stomach,
yes,
it's going to help break up the food. A lot of our food now doesn't have the enzymes that it used to have. And so that's why this is so great, is it just helps break all the food down. And I think it's like one of the least talked about
it really is. It really gets overlooked.
Yeah.
And I love, again, if you guys are on our Facebook group, I would just put Terrazyme into the little search bar in our group and see the testimonials, see how people use it. And there are even some pictures of like 2 bowls of oatmeal. One had an open Terrazyme in it, and like 20 minutes later, so that you can actually see the difference, like what it's doing in your gut. It's pretty neat. So definitely I would encourage you all to take a closer look at Terrazyme for sure.
For sure. Okay, let's talk about the Deep Blue lineup here. So Deep Blue is an amazing line, and Deep Blue has a ton of testimonies. A lot of people come to doTERRA because of a Deep Blue experience.
Totally.
That's their first oil experience. And it's one of those oils that works almost immediately. Like you feel that benefit right away, especially with the oil. But I love that there's an internal option as well, and it's very anti-inflammatory. Hold on a moment while I pull it up. So it reduces inflammation and pain from the inside when you take this, the capsule form. It's going to provide relief to tension headaches, as well as any pain in the back, neck, and shoulders. It's got a ton of antioxidants. I do know one of our leaders actually swaps it out for one of the LLV items because it's very similar
Oh yeah.
to, yeah. But
Forget which
it's,
one.
yeah, it's got a couple amazing things. So this book recommends too, if you had lupus, fibromyalgia, any other inflammatory issues going on in your body like that, it's perfect for that, and chronic pain. So if you deal with chronic pain or any of the items or issues that I listed, this would be a great one to try. And then our topically, so you wouldn't use this in, you wouldn't ingest the oils. So if internally you want to just stick to this capsule here, you do not take this oil internally. But it's amazing topically for pain. So this wintergreen acts like a natural Bengay, and it will relieve, it'll go right deep into the tissue and you'll feel pain relief. So it's amazing. And I'm sure there's some chats going on. I'm not checking them, but so we have the Deep Blue oil. This comes in the intro kit as the 5 ml. So most of the starter kits come with that 5 ml. And they also have a undiluted roller that's 10 ml, which is totally undiluted. You can use that for acute pain. And then there's a diluted Deep Blue, which is great for children, elderly, or if you have sensitive skin. And then of course there's a lotion. I have had friends actually use this in labor too. So like if you had back pain labor, it relieves some of that. And I do know one friend, she went without the epidural and she used Deep Blue. So I just thought that was amazing. So it's just
Wow.
a very, very good oil. If you haven't, if you haven't tried it yet, or if it's, if you're kind of newer and maybe you haven't known how to use the oil, definitely go on the Facebook group and search the testimonies, apply it topically to your muscle, like where you're feeling the pain, and then make sure you just don't get it in your eyes. So I'll move on so you can go on to the morphine balm.
Yes, and the morphine balm pill was created by one of our oil besties in our group, and this was a total game changer for her, and it has kind of really helped so many people in our group or in our team that we tell everybody about this. So I don't know if she's on here. Maybe I can throw her under the bus and make her tell her
I think
testimony.
Shannon said she found it her husband found it on Pinterest or
I
something.
think you're right
But,
too.
but
And I
she
think it was
added
she added
Copaiba
the
to it.
copaiba.
Copaiba. Yeah,
Yes.
she added it and she said
Oh,
it was
she's
even
chatting here. What
stronger.
does she say? I just added the copaiba to the original recipe. Yes. So this has been a total game changer for her. I'm going to totally butcher her story, so I won't try to attempt it, but she was able to go off her major painkillers. She had a very big injury. And this and the deep blue polyphenol complex that she can take internally along with copaiba has just given her life back. I mean, quite literally. And so this is her little recipe that she takes internally. And then I think that she makes a topical version also in a 10 ml where she does 10 drops of each, if I'm not mistaken. I should know these things, but so this one has been amazing. I actually made this for my husband. He swore he needed a new shoulder blade, or what is it, the rotator cuff. For like a month, his shoulder was just really, really bad. And he's in construction, so like he can't have a bum shoulder, So I whipped him up some crazy concoction, and I believe it was this, and I probably added in some more oils just for good measure. But within, I would say, like a week, he has never complained about it since. So I thought that was pretty amazing too. But this is a very good foundational. This is kind of our go-to oil combination that anytime anyone comes to us, we tell them to start here. And, oils are very much like medications that way too, is sometimes you have to figure out what your blend is or what works best. There's so many oils and they're all so good for different things and they overlap each other. So I definitely invite you that if one thing doesn't work perfectly or give you the results that you were looking for, reach out to us. Let's tweak it. Let's play with it. There are so many options and you will find something that suits your body best. And that's the beauty of it. So yes, these oils can be taken internally. And how you know that too is, of course, I don't have any oils in front of me. If it says supplement facts on the bottle, you can take it internally. And if it doesn't, you can't. So these specific oils you can absolutely take internally, and we recommend taking it that way. And you can also do it both ways, like put it on topically. And we're going to talk about layering also. I think Shannon does layering of the deep blue rub with this combination and then also takes it internally. So we're talking chronic pain here. So this is like her little protocol. And I'm sorry, Shannon, if I didn't get it right, but I just made it up if not.
I love these testimonies. Like Jeanette said, a friend of mine had major back surgery and she was able to take this instead of heavy narcotics. And
That's
then
right.
I was able to discontinue Oxy, Norcos, Tramadol, and Buck, but I'm not sure what that's for. But
yeah, that's all that Shannon was on for her major injury. It was unbelievable. Wow. And I remember you telling me, I mean, you basically were just couch bound for a long time. So she layers Aroma Touch, Siberian Fir, Copaiba, then Deep Blue Rub over the top. And so if you want to scroll up a little bit for me, Malia, I think next is the layering versus blending. I want to talk about that for a second. If I can pull down my chat. I love that you guys are chatting some good chats there. Okay, so layering versus blending. And this is actually something that I learned from this specific ebook because I didn't really know the difference. But blending essential oils is often referred to as an art and a science. There are so many things to consider when blending essential oils. I just throw them all in. I don't know. I've never considered all the different things, and they still work great for me. So this is like super interesting to me. So the chemistry, desired results, and sequence of blending, to name a few. We have to remember that when we mix oils together in a roller, we are essentially creating a brand new oil, a new chemistry, which totally makes sense. Some oils synergize well together, so their combined chemistry creates a blend that is more effective and powerful than the individual oils themselves. Other oils do not blend as well and may actually be less effective when blended together to reach a certain health goal or purpose. So layering is defined as applying one oil to the skin, waiting, and then applying another oil on top of the first. This can be repeated several times. And when we talk about waiting, you're not having to wait very long. So don't think that this is going to be like a drawn out process to do it in the layering technique. Essential oils are absorbed into the skin very quickly, so you do not need to wait a long time. Okay, good. When there are multiple issues needing to be addressed, layering is particularly useful. This is the preferred method for most, as it does not require as much skill or knowledge as blending. So this is something, especially when you're dealing with something like pain, where you really need results. The layering technique is going to be really great for that. So, and then we're sharing another joints roller, 7 drops each of Deep Blue, copaiba, lemongrass. Lemongrass is a major one for pain, you guys. And so is marjoram, frankincense, all of these are. There's a lot. You will probably always have one or more of these oils in any kind of pain roller. So next, I think that we're gonna go through some of the oil combos that you can do for different things.
Okay, I'm trying to figure out my battery. It's like going.
Oh,
so
shoot. I know I had a full battery, but I
okay, it's charging
just in case. Because
yeah, I'm like, 4%. Okay.
So this is great layering for common ailments. So we've got here just for like basic pain, frankincense, lemongrass, marjoram, deep blue. And then tennis elbow, you're going to add in eucalyptus, carpal tunnel, basil, and cypress. Arthritis, you're going to add in rosemary. Rheumatoid arthritis, you're going to do lavender, cypress, geranium. Sciatica is going to be peppermint, Roman chamomile, helichrysum, and thyme. And then for fibromyalgia, a game changer is going to be wintergreen. So those are just some helpful hints. And again, if you're part of our oil group, sorry, I love our oil group on Facebook, type in your ailment. You're going to have a ton of content come up. So that's what I love about, that was the whole purpose behind this Facebook group that now has over 4,000 members. So it's really a game changer as far as a resource to you guys. And then do you want to flip back to the other, the magnesium rub. Let's not forget this. So
yeah,
this was a good recipe too. And this is just to give you guys a sneak peek of the kind of content that's in our group. If you just dig a little bit or put stuff in the search bar, like this magnesium rub recipe is amazing. So magnesium is something that we are all lacking. And it shows itself in different forms, headaches, irritability. You know, I drink, and I actually have for my son too, the Calm drink. If you guys have ever seen it, it's magnesium. So magnesium is super, super good for us internally and topically for so many different things. And here is a great recipe made with cocoa butter, coconut oil, magnesium, and then some of the oils. And it is so easy, you guys, to make these at home. I can't get over how easy it is. So this is just a really, really fun recipe that's in here.
Got it. In the
and
chat,
then we're gonna go over, I'll check the chat. Yeah.
Talking a lot about copaiba or copaiba, the
oh yeah,
just how amazing
oh
that is
yes, that was a
because
great,
it intensifies.
yes.
Thanks, Shannon.
Yeah, that's huge, that copaiba is an intensifier of your oils. So that one to be added in. I love taking copaiba internally.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Someone said it's a natural headache reliever. So yeah, you could use it instead of popping an aspirin or an ibuprofen. It's definitely a lot better on your gut.
Definitely. I like taking
and then
frankincense and copaiba internally for my headache too.
Mm-hmm. Now, this is like a wonderful bath, and it will also reduce any pain and inflammation and kind of relax your body. So, I totally recommend Epsom salt baths. And you can add your oils to the salt. Don't add it to the bath first because they'll just flow on top of the bath. So, add it to your Epsom salt. And Epsom salt is really detoxing in and of itself. So if you add these pain relieving essential oils, that's even going to be a stronger combo. Okay, so let's go over to, I think sorry
We
if
have a question here. Let me see.
okay. I might, I'm going to stop the share to get the other one up really quick.
Okay.
And then I'll share again. So go ahead and answer questions.
Let's see. Could you please scroll the screen? Oh, sorry.
Oh, sorry.
What did you want to see? The magnesium recipe? We can put that back up if you want. Let me know
Yeah.
which one you wanted. So how many
Yeah.
drops would you use for the headache? Internally, I do just 1 drop of frankincense and 1 drop of, or I take the copaiba. I usually take the pills, but I do have actually a dropper top on my oil. I just do 1 drop under the tongue. And for headaches, if you put I don't have an oil bottle, but say this was my oil bottle. I have hand sanitizer. If you just put your thumb to your frankincense and go like that, and then hold your thumb with the frankincense on it up to the roof of your mouth, that's a pressure point for your headache. So hold it up there for, I don't know, until you feel silly. And that's what I do. And then I'll just drop a little copaiba, just 1 drop under my tongue. And then I also make a roller of frankincense, copaiba, peppermint, and lavender in a headache roller. And depending on like how bad your headaches are, you can kind of gauge like how potent you want to make it. A very potent roller would have 40 drops total. So if you're using those 4 oils, 10 drops each. And if your headaches are not as severe, you know, you could go less. It's kind of, you kind of just make it how you want to make it, but between 20 and 40 drops in a roller, and then just 1 drop internally of each oil for a headache. And then again, if it doesn't work, maybe next time do 2, but you don't want to do too many if you're just putting them in your mouth directly. You can put more if you're going to put them in a veggie cap to get them, you know, down further. So I don't know, I hope that helps. Let me see, I'll check the chat again. I think someone's
Any drops would you use for a headache? Thank you. Yes.
okay, perfect. Okay, let's see.
Oh, so how many drops would you use it for a headache? So for dosage, 1 drop is considered 1 dose, but depending on your pain level, you might do multiple doses. So,
Yeah.
and they recommend, I think you can do up to 20 drops internally. That's recommended. If you were dealing like something so severe, like you came out and you were needing heavy narcotics, I would suggest more, but on a day-to-day level, 20 is kind of the
Per day, right?
per day, yeah, drops internally. So just keeping that in mind, I would do probably 1 or 2 drops of copaiba at a time, right, for a headache,
Yeah.
and then maybe do it again in a couple hours.
Yeah.
Um,
And
so
I love that you said that too. I always think, especially when using oils on my kiddos, um, I don't want to say like I had a mental block like in the very beginning, like, oh, you know, because we were always so scared to like do anything with our babies, right?
mhm.
But when it came down to my baby needed something, whether it was, you know, a cream or whatever the doctor recommended for this or that, or if I needed to send my husband to Target to get something, I would always just think about the oil that I would use for that thing and go, oh, should I use it? Are these oils safe? It's like, well, what's the alternative? You're either going to use this oil that's from nature where nothing has been added, nothing has been taken away. It's so pure, the purest you can get, or you're going to get whatever you're going to get from Target, or that, you know, I once had a doctor want me to use some sort of a steroid cream. I forget what, but it was like on his circumcision. And I'm like, I'm not putting a steroid cream on my 3-day-old baby, you know, but some coconut oil and some frankincense and some lavender, yes, you know? So it kind of makes you think too, and you can use that for yourself. Like if you're gonna pop, you know, an Excedrin migraine versus like a couple extra drops of frankincense under your tongue, you know what I mean? So that kind of has helped me throughout the years. Now I'm like super confident with oils. Like I will shake them over everybody. I don't even care, but I'm like very comfortable with them. But that's a great way that helped me kind of wrap my mind around, you know, how, when I'm using oils, what would you go to before oils, you know, and think about the difference between them. So
Yeah. Okay, so we're gonna hop over to the wellness boxes. So just to give you an idea of what you could add to make a wellness box, and we've got this in 2 places. So I'll show you this area first. So if you were dealing with joint pain, this would be a great trio to add to your lifelong vitality.
if
The
you want to
turmeric
go
capsule.
up one screen, Malia, it'll show, or I mean, go down one screen. I'm sorry. It'll
Oh,
show,
one by one. Okay,
it'll do them
perfect.
individually. Yeah.
Okay, so if you were dealing with joint pain, this would be a great trio to start off with: the deep blue capsules, the deep blue rub, and turmeric. And I've heard from people turmeric is, or turmeric, right? um, it's like a natural, like Tylenol or ibuprofen as well. And your body, just depending on your body chemistry, it might react better to copaiba or turmeric, but this is very anti-inflammatory. So definitely try that if you're dealing with any joint pain. Okay, let's do this. Okay, muscle pain. They've added these 2 here. This is part of a lot of different blends. I remember Shannon and Brittany talking about that. And of course, copaiba. Do you guys say copaiba or copaiba? Because I've heard.
I say copaiba.
Okay, yeah. I heard Dr. Hill say copaiba because the Brazilians say it that way.
I think,
Uh,
yeah. I think a
but
lot
you
of
can say
people
it both
say it
ways.
that
We
way.
understand. Like tomato, tomato.
Yes.
Okay, and then so muscle pain, that's a great trio. Emotional pain. So if you haven't checked out our adaptive line, that is amazing. They actually have clinical trials that they've put this through, and now there's a whole new app with it for mental wellness, which I think is really timely for what we're all dealing with right now. A lot of people are, stressed out, and you know, I don't know, suicides are up. That's kind of the harsh reality right now. So I love that they have resources to help with emotional pain. Elevation is one of my favorite oils to diffuse. It's just like, if you haven't tried Elevation, you will there's like a magical experience with that oil with me, at least.
I think it's my favorite. Elevation and motivation together. I'm sorry, but there are no bad feelings that can penetrate that blend. It's just really special.
Yes. And then frankincense. This is an amazing oil. It's considered the king of oils. It's so anti-inflammatory. It's so good for brain health. Like you said, putting it, on the roof of your mouth, that's going to really help with brain health. Okay, so with digestive pain, so if you deal with anything, this is really the lineup that's helped me. With Terrazyme, PB Assist is our probiotic, and it's double encapsulated. So what that means, and the difference between other probiotics and doTERRA's probiotic, is it's double encased, so it travels the entire tract of your digestive system all the way down to your small intestine. And then if you're having any immediate stomach pains, you can apply Digestin. And this is our kid version, the tamer. You can apply that right to the belly, or like a diluted Digestin. You can also take Digestin internally to deal with an immediate discomfort. And then peppermint is also great to take internally for digestive pain. Okay, with head tensions, we have copaiba, frankincense. For migraines, past tense, one of my friends has a amazing testimony with past tense. She was on like migraine medication, and she's able to significantly reduce how much she takes her medication just with past tense. And
Wow.
yeah, and I feel like, well, we talk about going completely off of medication, but even if you take less, consider that a success, because
Oh,
that really is,
absolutely.
yeah, you're putting less unnatural things in your body, and your body's starting to then heal itself. And that's really what the oils are doing, is they're working with your body chemistry to help your body, work as it's supposed to be working. um, Eucalyptus, this is a great one to inhale and just like free up your respiratory system. You feel it all the way through your head, so it's great for headaches. Yeah, and then we talked about those other ones for if you had a headache coming on, take a copaiba soft gel. Okay, so let me go over to these other, let's see if I can make this smaller.
And for tension, headaches, and migraines and things, because I feel like so many people deal with that, I would also recommend, and all of these are starting with the LLV, the Lifelong Vitality Pack, and then using these in addition to. And I would also add in the Deep Blue Polyphenol Complex, the oral, the internal, the usage of the Deep Blue. For me, when I have a headache, if I don't do, it just depends on what kind of a headache it is that deciphers like what protocol I do. But the copaiba and then the Deep Blue Polyphenol Complex, I'll do those, and then my headache roller. Or I'll do the frankincense and the copaiba just under my tongue or at the roof of my mouth with my roller. And if it's super bad, if it's migraine, you definitely want to go with the past tense. And a little note on the past tense, there are, I think, 4 rollers, if I'm not mistaken, that are not diluted. They are not the touch rollers. And so past tense is one of them. Past tense is not diluted at all. So it's full strength. So some people need it the full strength, but if not, if you don't need it the full strength, you can pop that bad boy open and pour half of it into another roller and then fill them both up, top them off with fractionated. And now you've got 2, one for your purse and one for your bed.
Okay, so I'm gonna roll down because I know we're about at 9 o'clock, so I want to be aware of the time, but also give you guys kind of these options of what to add to your wellness box for pain relief. So these are other great add-ons. Frankincense, of course. Aroma Touch is also one, along with Deep Blue and Past Tense. I think those ones are great for joints, tension, muscles.
I
And
love Aroma Touch.
yes, yes. And lavender is very soothing.
Are you showing the,
Oh,
it's not on my screen, but maybe that's just me. Are you showing our wellness
guys,
boxes?
yeah, is it not showing? Oh, I think I need to show, let me stop share and then show this other screen. Sorry, I've been showing.
It was
I
working fine.
forgot
I
you
just
have
didn't know it
to,
maybe.
I
Okay,
forgot you
there you
have
go.
to share
Perfect.
a new screen. Okay, yeah, I was sharing this here. So some other wellness box options here. So lemongrass, copaiba, marjoram, turmeric, and then frankincense, aroma touch, lavender for pain relief add-ons. So if you haven't tried aroma touch, work that into
I love Aroma Touch. Oh my
your
gosh.
wellness boxes.
Love it.
And some great testimonials here. There's Shannon's. She gave inspiration to the ebook.
Yes. Oh, Cheryl's saying she loves the past tense. Let's see, where did the comment go? Past tense roller rolled on my temples and across my forehead. Yes. relieves tension all throughout my
Mhm.
head, even down the top of my shoulders. Yeah, whenever I'm stressed or like emotionally overwhelmed, behind my shoulders and up my neck, it just starts to. So definitely diffusing the emotional oils and then rubbing those oils, and put your oils where it hurts. If it's hurting on your shoulder, it's to kind of starts down here and works up, put your oils there. Put your oils, like, put wherever it's hurting, put your oils there.
Okay, so I like this testimony as well, with her sweet grandma using lemongrass to reduce pain and inflammation.
Lemongrass
And
is amazing.
one of the top 6 essential oils for anti-inflammatory properties. So she was having very painful, her wrists were in pain, and she continued to use it with physical therapy, and her pain continued. Her pain continued, and then her granddaughter introduced me to lemongrass oil. I applied it with a roller ball a few times a day, and soon the pain was completely gone. I couldn't believe it,
Wow.
without shots or surgery.
Wow. Yeah, we have a lot of those testimonies actually where doctors have just said, you need surgery, and people
Mhm.
haven't gotten their surgeries. So it's pretty incredible. It's pretty incredible. I always just say try oils first. You've got nothing to lose, and so often they just work. So we keep coming back to them.
And I forgot that you can get the Deep Blue Complex for just $20 when you get Lifelong
Yes.
Vitality. You get 2 additional,
Three.
3? Oh, 3
Yeah,
additional
you
items.
get
So
three
you can
additional
get,
$20 items, and the deep blue is one of them. That's the only way I'll buy it. It's amazing on
mhm.
the LRP.
Regular price is $79 or 59 wholesale. So you can get, the Deep Blue Complex. I love getting Terrazyme. I love getting the probiotic that way.
Yes.
And so it makes the bundle a lot, a nice little bundle. Okay, and the last thing I wanted to share, let me stop screen share just for a second, was we do have a little event happening tomorrow. Let me find it.
Oh, somebody said
So
Grace said I have carpal tunnel and used lemongrass, which worked great, but now my skin is too sensitive to it and I can't use it without getting a rash. Oh, any suggestion as to what to use instead? So I would try, I want to say marjoram, but is marjoram like a warmer oil? You're
did you
diluting
dilute
it,
it?
right? Maybe just dilute it further. Have you tried that? I would try any of the oils that we mentioned and any of those things. Okay, you are diluting it. I would play around with any of these oils that we mentioned in any of the wellness boxes. We've got marjoram. So many people have had great benefits just using okay, mom brain, hello. Copaiba and frankincense just topically.
Mm-hmm.
And, frankincense is gentle enough to even use neat, but there's no need. You can use it with fractionated and it'll spread easier. But I've seen great things. I've seen people with tremors even just rub some copaiba on and their tremors stop like within minutes. Mom, I think you had a friend that was the case with. But yeah, I would just play around. Sensitivities are rare, but they do, obviously happen. And so I would just start messing around with different copaiba. Copaiba is amazing. I personally would try copaiba, either mixed with frankincense or not, and see. Shannon put cypress and ginger. Shannon is an expert. I would listen to her over me. Cypress and ginger, she said to try. So, and then write your testimony so we know.
Yes, share it in the group. We'd love to hear that. Um, okay, so I wanted to share we had one more comment. Did you want to read that one? Or
Yeah, I was just going to answer it. So speaking of tremors, mother-in-law has begun has a benign tumor in her brain, makes her head shake. What can she use? I would say frankincense and copaiba, those you can take internally. I would say LLV first and foremost.
Mm-hmm.
And then, maybe
Maybe
even like
even, but yeah, she could take
complex.
frankincense and turn it.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I 100% would say frankincense, and then number one, number two, copaiba, but even before that, the LLV for sure, for sure. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, pray for her. Pray that it stays benign.
Okay, so the last thing we wanted to end with was we have a fun event going on tomorrow. So a little girls gathering, but on Zoom.
Virtually.
And, and Beth, she has just an amazing heart. She wanted to put together an event that was sharing stories of hope that doTERRA provides. And this is for customers, for members. This is for everybody. If you're in this group, you're invited to come. This is in the Obsessed with Essentials group, and there is a Zoom link for that. It looks like it's a registration link, so first register, and then you would, get the Zoom link sent to your email. So yeah, it's a time of encouragement to hear testimonials. You can invite your friends. They're going to give away some products throughout. So just come hang out and hang out with the oil tribe.
Yes. Love this group. We have such an amazing team. And during a time when we are not allowed to see each other, this has really helped so many of us feel connected. I feel so connected. I've seen people probably more than I would have had we not been stuck at home, and everyone knows how to use Zoom now. So that's the plus sign. We're going to have probably our attendance is going to be up on all of our Zoom classes from now on because everyone knows how to use it. So it's awesome. And I didn't have to clean my house, which is even better. Let's be real here. This is a plus. Thank you, everybody who joined us. This was really fun. Gave me an excuse to get dressed. Hope the information was good. Malia, I love doing classes with you. You're awesome.
Thank you. Same with you, Jenna.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Hope everyone has a great rest of your night, and keep diffusing and using those oils.
And prayers for everyone to be pain-free in the near future, or less pain at least. Mm-hmm. And don't hesitate to reach out. My Instagram, where I hang out most often, is at Rock and Roller Wellness. And Malia, I always butcher yours. What is your Malia Jane Essentials?
Malia Jane Essentials. Okay. Yeah, and you could probably search Malia. If you find Jenna's, you could search for who she's following and find me.
Yeah.
Just Malia. And yeah, just remember, in this group, we have all sorts of resources. So if you wanted to go back to that ebook, you can find it I think it's under photos. And you go to albums.
Yes.
And then we have 24 ebooks just right there, but we've got all these other resources. But just to show you how many ebooks we have, it's just a great place to explore and learn more about oils. But that ebook that we showed you, that's here as well. It's right here.
Yes. One of my favorites. All right. Thank you, everybody, so much. Thanks for hanging out. This was really fun.
All right. Bye.
All right. Bye, Malia. Thank you.
Welcome. Thank you.